Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Daniela and this is the monthly TBR, just picking books I want to read for the month. This is the November one and I will try to do this super quick because I am on a lunch break and my time is limited. So let's do it. Let's get into it. The first thing is the November mystery book. For those who do not know, at the start of the year, well, at the end of last year, I wrapped 12 books, all bought from secondhand bookstores. And the key about them is that every single book, the title has the number of the month. So November is the 11th month, so it should have the number 11 in the title. So let's unwrap this. Okay, I'm just going to tear apart this. Usually I take this carefully, but I'm not doing anything with the wrapping. Oh God, this is terrifying. This is what I saw when I opened it. Why did they do that? I don't know. This is the 11th Commandment by Jeffrey Archer, the #1 bestseller. This is it. It's giving 2004, 2005 vibes. This says, "Thou shalt not be caught." Okay, so it's like, ooh, okay. This is it. I don't particularly love hardcover books, but I hope I will like this, since this is like police, mystery, and all of that, and I do usually really like books like that. So let's see. This says, Connor Fitzgerald is the professional's professional, holder of the Medal of Honor, devoted family man, servant of this country, the CIA's most deadly weapon. But for the past 28 years, Fitzgerald has been leading a double life, and only days from his retirement from the agency, he comes across an enemy even he cannot handle. The enemy is his own boss, the director of the CIA, and she has only one purpose, to destroy him. Meanwhile, the United States is faced with an equally formidable foe, a new Russian president determined to force a military confrontation between two superpowers. Okay, so this is the book. It's exactly what I expected it to be. I know nothing about it because, again, bought it solely based on the title, the fact that it had the number 11 in the title. So I hope I like it and I hope I will read it, because one of my objectives is to read all of the wrapped up books, like all of the mystery books this year. So like 12 books in total. This is the 11th book, so we'll hope for the best. But this is the mystery book of November. Yeah. After that, I want to read Starter for 10. This is the October's mystery book, and I didn't manage to finish it in October. I had so much to do in October, and I didn't really particularly feel like reading. But I did read a chunk of it, like this part. It's so funny. So far, I am loving it. Like, I am genuinely loving this. This is about a first-year student, Brian, who falls for the beautiful university challenge queen Alice Harbinson in a brilliant comedy of love class growing up and the all-important difference between knowledge and wisdom. So far I'm loving it. I will let you know once I finish reading the book, but the tone of this book, the narration, the main character, I love him so much so far. And I don't know, I'm thinking of also watching the movie after I finish reading the book, because there is a movie after the book. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Next is a nonfiction book. This is The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran and Moran Lennington. I have wanted to read this book for the longest time, but it was always so expensive. Like, I never found it cheaper. And I finally was like, I'll just pull the plug, and I bought it. And I didn't expect it to be this thin. It's very thin. And it is hardcover. It was the only option I had. It was the only option I had because, again, if you don't know, I'm living in China at the moment. Every single book I have to buy online because the very, very few libraries they have so far, I've only found one library in this city that I am. But so far, I didn't find any English books to be sold in actual physical stores. So I have to buy everything. And a lot of the books actually get delivered, like they get imported based on like your order. So besides the fact that some of them take a while to arrive here, others just they're expensive, and also, you know, this is the only options I have. But going back to the book, this is a 12-week year. This is one of those books that only has quotes on the back, which annoys me to no end. But this is a guide to creating results through focus, commitment, and accountability. This is basically a self-improvement book. And that's all I have to say about it. I don't really know what's in it. Again, haven't read it, but there are so many people on the internet just raving about this book. So many YouTube videos about the content of this book and like the way this book changed people's lives. And I was like, okay, let me just read it and see what it's all about. So I hope I'm going to manage to read this in November. After that, another book I bought and planned on reading in October but didn't get to it. This is Before We Forget Kindness by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is the 5th book in the series. It's about this, fifth novel in the international best-selling Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. Here we're back in the mysterious Tokyo cafe where customers come hoping to travel in time. 4 new guests are about to arrive. Each of them holds a desire in their heart that only this special place can fulfill. They must follow the cafe's strict rules, however, and come back to the present before their coffee gets cold. I saw that the author published a new book, and I had to immediately buy them because I just love them. Even if they're not the cream of the cream, they're just so cozy. They're so warm. I don't know how to describe them. In a lot of the books, I also cried at some stories because that's how emotional they were. Others were funny, and they're just hopeful and, again, very warm. It's just, they're usually such nice books that I'm sure this one will be just as good, or at least I hope it will be just as good, because I have high hopes for this. Also, these books are so beautiful. This is like from the Picador publishing, and all of them are gorgeous. This one as well, it does sparkle. Can you see that? It's more minimal than the other books, but if I had the other books here, they would look so pretty together. I don't have them, obviously. So yeah, this is another book I wish to read in November, and it's kind of piling up. So maybe I was like, how many books am I going to pick for this month? Because realistically, I'm not reading as much as I used to before. I have a full-time job. By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. The last thing I want is to read. But I do want to get back into the routine because reading does make me happy and kind of takes my mind away from anything. So I do want to go back into it. Another book I want to read in November is this one, Killers of Flower Moon by David Grann. I showed this book in one of my Taobao haul videos because that's where I order my books, on Taobao. It's like a Chinese shopping website. It's like Amazon. It has a bunch of retailers and they sell things. And I posted this, like I showed the unboxing. I showed when I got it. And someone in the comments said that this book is very important for like the way we perceive the FBI or the way things are now. I don't remember exactly, but the comment was so nice and it really made me want to read the book. So I do hope that I get to it in November, because I don't know, again, I love all the books about like mystery police work, all that. So I am interested in seeing what this is about. And the last thing, and this is not a promise, this is just like an idea. I want to read some of the Penguin Modern short books. Like this one's here. I'm currently I think I've read 20 so far, and I still have a way to go. There are 50 books in total. I also have a series, Penguin Modern Quest Journey Through the Box. Please check them out. They're great. Every episode, I try to read 5 books and talk about them, like what I thought about them, give my opinion. But again, the amount of books I picked this month, I don't know if it's realistic. But also, these books are really short. Sometimes they're a nice palate cleanser. Sometimes I don't want to read 300 pages of just world building, and I want to get directly to the author's ideas. So I feel like these books are fantastic for that. They're also a great medium to just get to know a lot of new authors that you wouldn't necessarily pick up and see. Maybe like you really like this short story, so I'll pick this author up and see what they've written. Or you really hate an author and you're like, yeah, now I know to never read books by them. Because it happens, and that's the nice thing about this collection. It gives you a wide range from which you can pick and just choose things to your own liking. So this is the last books that I plan on reading in, in November. There are quite a lot. So we have this collection, and then there are these books over here. They don't look that many, but I mean, I guess for a normal person they would be, because this is unhinged. I'm not saying it's not. I also have to go to Hong Kong for the weekend. Well, the weekend for like 3 days. So I will definitely take a book with me. I just have to see which one, because I was thinking of taking Starter for 10. But this is a girthy book, and carrying this with me might be a pain. So maybe I should pick like a thinner book. But we'll see. We will see. So these are the books, and please stick around to find out if I have read them or not, because I do try to post a video at the end of the month talking about like what I read in the month. So you'll get to see if I actually read this or not. So that was it for today. Very short, very sweet, I hope. And I will see you next time. Please consider giving this a like. Comment below if you've read any of these books, or comment any book recommendations. Honestly, I love taking book recommendations. Now, I might not find all of the books because, again, I'm ordering on Taobao and this is China. So there's also a possibility that the book might be restricted by the Chinese government. So there is that to keep in mind. But other than that, please leave recommendations and please consider subscribing. I would love to see you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
I just give the earth my soul. Hear my thoughts bounce off the walls.